This video is to show how to make a whistle. A whistle is a very easy project, and it's also really quick. So this is my finished whistle. I think it sounds pretty good. The first thing you do, you start with a piece of wood. This is just a basic whistle. I'm using what they call a pen blank. You can get them in many different kinds of woods, and they are used for wood turners to turn to make pens. And they're very easy to find in many different woods. For a beginner project, your first one, I recommend basswood because it's very easy to carve. And pen blanks are 3/4 of an inch across and 3/4 of an inch, and usually 5 or 6 inches long. And you can make whistles from 3 inches and to 5 inches is a good choice. This one was 3 inches. The first thing you do is you drill the hole. I used a drill bit that was 1/4 of an inch, and you put this in a vise. You use the vise to hold it, and you drill straight down the center, and you stop like 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. You don't drill all the way through. You stop about here, go down this deep. And after you have your hole drilled, you saw a straight line, like this is the end with the hole. You go back about 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch, and you saw a straight line. And the straight line goes halfway down. You just kind of eyeball it and you mark it halfway. And you go down to that halfway line. You mark it on both sides. Then after you saw that down, then at an angle where this orange area is, you remove at a 45-degree angle. Sorry about the loud wind. I should have did this a different day when it wasn't so windy. I should have waited for better weather, but I was wanting to do this today, so I went ahead with it. So you remove this area at a 45-degree angle, and you only want to nick into the hole about 1/16 of an inch deep. So it'll look like this. That's the straight line you saw cross through here is the straight line. And then this is where you use your knife at an angle to cut out at a 45-degree angle. After you get that done, you need to use a wood dowel. The wood dowel is 1/4 of an inch, so that matches the hole that you drilled. And you take the wood dowel and you make a flat area on the top of the wood dowel. You remove a little bit right off of the top of your dowel. Just a little, about like, you can see that. It's kind of like 1/4 of the top is removed. And then you make it longer than you need. That way you can use it to handle. handle it. And you push it in. It seems to do best when the end of the wood dowel lines up straight with this straight line here. But before you glue it in, you blow it and you try to see if it sounds right. If it doesn't, you pull it out a little and you try again. If that don't work, you push it in a tiny bit. See that? And you keep adjusting it till it's just right. Then when you get it just right, you take a pencil and you mark it. You mark the wood dowel exactly where it is. And then you can take it out and use some super glue, not on the flat part up top, but on the rounded area. You put some super glue, and then you put it back in to where the line matches up. Then you wait a little while, and then you go back and saw off the extra. And after you get that done, here at the bottom, you make a place for your lip to fit. You cut this out where it's the orange area. It's a rounded cut, and you're making room for your lip to fit. You remove all this here. And after you get that done, you do the corners. You take and bevel the corners. You remove these rough corners, and you bevel it here at the end. You're removing the corners, and then that's a basic whistle. If you want, you could use a smaller drill bit and try not to go too far this way. Keep it nearer to this edge, and you drill straight across a hole here to here, and then you could put it on a string and or use it in a keychain. This one, I didn't just remove the corners, I completely rounded it. I like that better. And I am going to drill a hole straight across. I'm going to use this as a keychain. In the group right now, as I'm making this video now, the challenge for the group is the BWC keychain. So this would be great for that project. So that's a basic whistle. Now, I'll admit that I've made 4 of these whistles. 2 of them turned out great, and 2 of them I could not get them to work at all, and I have no idea why. So this is a really easy project. It's very quick, very, very quick to do, but you might get a couple that you just can't get them to work for some reason, and you just kind of keep practicing at it and you will get it. I highly recommend this project. It's a lot of fun. And the little one I made, it turned out great. I'm amazed that they can sound that loud, being only wood. I bet my neighbors are fussing. You're freaking my dog out. I'm okay with that. I can be a little bit of a nuisance. I almost never am. And I hope you make some whistles and make some for either your kids or your grandkids, and a couple for you.